Hey everyone, welcome to another Coach's Memo. Coming to you a little different this week and late at night too. I have had a crazy week this week. If you guys have been following, I was up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin with USA Weightlifting for a biomechanics camp where we did some crazy cool testing on weightlifters. 3D motion capture, imagine like all the balls where they turn it into Madden NFL Sports or Tiger Woods Golf or whatever, but no balls, markerless 3D motion capture on all the lifts, so where they're going to have a full, skeletal model of how our athletes are moving, DEXA scans with limb length and limb size, dual force plates in the ground on lifts up to some really heavy weights. Maddie hit a 95 kilo snatch. That's 95% of her best. 118 kilo clean and jerk. Over 90% of her best. Mary hit 115 kilo snatch, over 95% of her best, and 150 kilo clean and jerk. So, seriously, we got some good data, bilateral force plates, 3D motion capture, bar path analysis on the side. So when all that stuff comes in, be fully aware that you guys are going to hear about a bunch of it and anything I learned. Did some really cool tests that are predictive about athlete success. But today I got back and one of my athletes won 2 state championships in one day. She won the shot put and the discus. It's the first time I've had 8 state champions, and this is the first time I've had somebody win both. I've had 2 discus champions, 4 shot put champions, but nobody has ever won both titles. So this is a big deal for me. So what I want to do, what you guys have asked me to do, and if you guys know my past, I was big into athletic performance for a long time before I decided to focus purely on weightlifting. But we had 125 athletes at my old gym called Force Fitness that made it through into Division I. We had state champions in tennis, national champions in tennis, national record holders, like all age groups in swimming. We had Miss Basketball, Mr. Basketball, Division I football players, all of them coming through my gym. And we would train our athletes in a really simple way, I think, if you guys look at it. But this is what I'm still using for a lot of my athletes with minor tweaks here and there. But this is the basic template when an athlete decides to work with me, okay? So this is a 4-day template, which would be almost ideal if I could get athletes in 4 days. So I'm gonna show you that. First off, up here, we have 5 big categories, right? That can be broken down. Ollie lift, we have squats, we have hinges, we have push, and we pull. Squats and hinge can be broken in 2 leg and 1 leg. Push and pull can be horizontal or vertical. And so those are our big movement categories. If you follow me for weightlifting, we have snatch related, clean related, jerk related, squats, pulls, and general strength stuff. And it's really similar here. This is how we break up almost all of our stuff. So day 1, right? We do something really powerful and explosive. Day 1, exercise 1, it's going to be a med ball exercise or a sprinting exercise, okay? This could be rotational stuff. If they're a throwing athlete, you're going to see a lot of rotational med ball throws. I've been doing those for years, right? I come from a track and field background. Med balls are so important. Or we're doing some linear type sprinting. I'm a huge weighted sprinting fan. It's one of the greatest things you can do for your athletes once they kind of know the shapes to make when they sprint. Let's add some weight and have them sprint against weighted stuff. It can be light, it can be heavy. All of them make them faster, right? Then we're gonna do a clean variation. And on clean variation day, this could be as simple as a hang clean, box clean, power clean, whatever. We'll do hinge, and this is gonna be an A-B superset. It's gonna be a hinge paired with either a mobility thing, should be a hip mobility or shoulder mobility, and a trunk related thing. A lot of athletes will get a mobility thing if they have like a specific restriction, but otherwise we're gonna hit mobility and general warm up. And then we have an ABC tricep at the end, upper pull, single leg hinge, and trunk. So what is this day? This is the clean and backside day. Hinge and pull, those are all backside muscles. So we usually pair the hinge day with a clean variation because the clean's usually the heavier one, and typically people aren't as strong on the backside, so they don't use as much weight. The next day we're gonna go on, we're gonna do a plyo, right? And this, we're gonna go from extensive to intensive, just easy box jumps or hurdle jumps or something like that. As we progress, we'll go into depth jumps and single leg stuff and unbounding and all that kind of stuff. Snatch variation, first thing. Muscle snatch would be a really great one. Power snatch, hang snatch, whatever. And then this will be a squat and a mobility and or trunk, AB superset. I'm a big front squat guy. Would love to do, prioritize front squat with my athletes. Could be a goblet squat or whatever. Goblet squat for a lot of athletes will be the squat for a lot of field and court sport athletes if you got enough heavy kettlebells, because it's going to be such a demand on their trunk. And then this is upper push, single leg squat. So that could be any number of things. You could do step ups, you could do split squats, you could do lunges, you could do rear foot elevated squats, you could do skater squats, whatever your single leg of choice is, and another trunk exercise. You guys have seen some of my trunk stuff. If you guys haven't, go look at some of the trunk training for weightlifters on my YouTube. You guys will find that. Those are some of my favorite exercises. Day 3, come back, med ball and sprint. I say sprint. If they're a field and court sport athlete, this could definitely be a lateral type movement, reactional agility type stuff. Clean variation or jerk. Overhead athletes, anybody who's throwing, shot putter, throwers, football players, all those people who need that pushing power, they'll do that. We'll do a jerk, hinge, mobility and trunk, upper pull, single leg hinge, and trunk again. Just something different than this. This could be, one thing we do is this day be horizontal and this day be vertical, right? So I could have my vertical pull, so I could do pull-ups, and this day's rows. Same with this, because this would be horizontal on this day and vertical on this day. So horizontal upper push, vertical upper push, right? So we could do push press or overhead something. And then day 4, again, plyo. We could do some sort of lateral reaction if they need to, lateral hurdle jumps, lateral bounds, snatch variation. Again, it could definitely just still be a second day of muscle snatch. Don't shy away from repeating exercises if they're important to you, okay? Squat, mobility and trunk, upper push, could be a vertical one, right? Because we're flip-flopping horizontal, horizontal, vertical, vertical. Single leg squat, another one that you like, or trunk. If these are athletes that need to be fast, there is potential that you could take this and make this a single leg one that you load up a little more, right? RFE split squat, you can load up with a safety bar or something like that, and that would be really valuable. And then here you just do, you could do another version. You could do, take a mobility piece and put it there, but that's fine to do as well. So this is it. This is a 4-day athlete program that I use. The rep scheme stuff, super simple. If you guys are interested, let me know. I'll go over that in a future one. But that's how I make up a 4-day athlete program. If you had a 2-day athlete program, bam, easy, right? If you had a 3-day athlete program, I would, what you would do is I would probably focus a little more on something really heavy in the single leg right there and do vertical, like vertical pull, vertical push right there. Trunk at the end, okay? So that's it. That's my 4-day athlete training template that I've used to do a bunch of stuff that I just used to have a double state champion in track and field. Only been about 15 of those, I think, in the history of Indiana in any event, not just shot and disc. So anyways, great day for us. Hope you guys enjoyed.